At just 12 years old, Arianí de Oliva lost everything. Her mother, gone. Her stepfather vanished with his biological son, leaving her abandoned like she never existed. Overnight, her cheerful childhood collapsed into loneliness, hunger, and fear. A girl too young to understand death now had to understand survival. She slept wherever she found shelter, on couches, on floors, in strangers' rooms, moving from house to house, praying someone would let her stay one more night. And in this chaos, a man 37 years older stepped forward, smiling, promising protection. To a broken, fragile child, he seemed like the father she had lost. But Arianí had no idea she had just invited a monster into her life. Marco Antonio Duza, a 50-year-old security guard, watched Arianí with a disturbing interest. He saw the loneliness in her eyes, the desperation in her voice, and decided to use it. He paid her bills, bought her appliances, brought food, and acted like a hero. But it wasn't kindness, it was grooming. Slowly, he blurred the lines between protector and partner, until Arianí, still a child, felt pressured into a casual relationship, something she never wanted and never fully understood. For 6 years, Marco controlled her life, like a puppeteer pulling invisible strings. But as she approached adulthood, something inside her snapped. She had dreams, she had friends, she had hope. And Marco, he wasn't ready to lose control. When Arianí turned 18, he finally gathered the courage to walk away. But Marco's mask shattered instantly. The father figure became a stalker, violent, obsessive, unpredictable. He began jumping over her walls, breaking into her home, stealing back items he had gifted her, and sending threatening messages. Neighbors reported seeing him lurking outside. Friends received voice notes of Arianí crying, terrified of what he might do. In one disturbing video recorded just a week before her death, she confronted Marco as he tried to climb into her house with a knife. She screamed for him to leave, clutching her own knife just to protect herself. Marco fled, only to return again, angrier than before. And Arianí knew, if anything happens to me, everyone will know who did it. But Marco wasn't the only threat. Hidden in the shadows was someone much closer, someone Arianí once called a sister, a girl she sheltered when she had nowhere to live, a girl who later turned against her after a heated argument. This ex-friend moved in with Marco, exchanged favors for money, and began sending him intimate videos, fueling his jealousy and rage. Witnesses claim she sent Marco photos of Arianí with other boys, provoking him further. She even posted a picture online holding a gun, one that looked disturbingly similar to the pistol Marco would eventually use. And right after the murder, she disappeared, deleted all accounts, changed her identity, and hid from everyone. Was she only a witness, or did she help trigger the tragedy? On the 14th of April 2024, while the sun still hung over the quiet afternoon, Marco returned, this time with a plan. First, he tried forcing the gate open with a screwdriver. When that failed, he climbed the wall like he'd done so many times before. Arianí hid in her room while her honorary brother, Rai, tried to defend her. He tackled Marco, threw his knife onto the bed, but Rai didn't know Marco had come armed with something far deadlier, a semi-automatic pistol. One shot echoed through the house and Arianí fell instantly. Rai ran for his life as more gunshots followed. By the time police entered the home, the girl who survived abandonment, poverty, abuse, and betrayal was gone. Marco lay on the floor beside her, wounded from a failed suicide attempt. He later died in the hospital. And now, police investigate whether the young ex-friend, once saved by Arianí, had helped ignite the crime that ended her life. Arianí de Oliva deserved a future. But in the end, she trusted people who only wanted to destroy her, and for that, she paid the ultimate price.